In this video, we will complete our chat box messages. So let's open, and here is where we have left in last video. Let's go inside source app.scss, and we need chat chat messages, chat sandbox, chat bubble. Great. Now we need to add a couple of different blocks. Let's go inside Redux reducers and create a new file and call it let's call it chat.js, and the chat.js will keep the current chat status. For example, we are chatting with Cameron, with Danny, then we will use the chat reducer to keep the information or state inside the chat. You can refer it to the current chat or current active chat. So we need to quickly copy from app.js and paste right here, and let's call it a user. Sorry, let's add a user, and the user is an object and it will have an ID. Let's quickly add a -1, or maybe let's add 1 because we are assigning the values dynamically, but for now just hard code it, and it will have a picture, and maybe we can call it db instead. And for the chat messages, chat, and we have this chat head, and it will grab this information from the chat reducer. So we need to pass the picture from the chat head for now, and we need meta, that is username and last online status. So let's add name, and the name should be first and last, or maybe for now just add single line, full name. And we need online, or maybe just add a status, and it is last online 6 minutes ago. And what else we need? I guess this is it for now. So let's move to user, and under the user we will add chat, or maybe let's call it messages. And inside the messages we need an array, and each array will keep an object of each of the bubble message. So let's add one message, that is username, ID, message, and type. So let's add ID, and the ID will be, let's start with 1, and next we will add UID, that is the owner of this message, that is, let's add 1, because currently we are connecting the UID with this user ID, that is the current user. And then we will use the type. The type is, or maybe we can call it text. Text is quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. And we will use a media, and the media should be type is image, and source should be an image as well. So let's copy, or maybe we can go to place image again, and for the place image, let's just use this any image, because if we open it will dynamically create an image for us. Here we go. So let's copy, and source should be this one. Next we need an image, sorry, message, and let's null out the text, and the media type should be audio, and we will use the public audio link. For now, just use www.zeus.com.pk and audio.mp3. We will upload audio.mp3 later, but for now just use this one. Next we need the ID of second is 2 and third is 3, and just change its UID to 0, and text is null, and the media type is video, and it is video.mp4. For now, just continue with the text. Just add one more message, and the media is null, and the message is just text, and the ID is 4. Save, and we need to change the action type to chat state. Let's save, and again we need to go inside the redux and index, and we will import chat from chat, and we will just merge inside the reducer because we are using combined reducers. Just close it for now and go inside the chat head. Now we need to connect it with the chat reducer. So let's go inside chat messages, or maybe Chatbox, because we are using the chat head. We need to go inside the chat head and just connect it with Redux chat head, and change it to chat state, and we have state.chat, and save for now. Now we need to go inside the block. Oh, sorry, it says connect is not defined. Obviously it is connect from React Redux, and save. Here we go again. Now we need to check for the user. Const user equals props, and the user will have const equals user. And if we go inside chat, we have id, we have dp, name, and status. id, dp, name, and status. So replace the name with name, and status should be status. And for the image we will use dp, and the id we will use it later. Let's save and see. It says cannot destruct property id of user as it is undefined. And if I am not his chat, state.chat, let's go, let's just return and console.log props and save. If we inspect console, it has an object, and for the chat messages, go back to Chatbox, and for chat head we need to pass the props. Chat head, and let's just pass the props. Reload and check for the change, and now we have loaded messages a user. Great. Now let's go back inside the chat head, and now we have this nice information again. Change name to name and change status and change image. Save. And for the dp we will use one for now. This way we will keep changing the dp, or maybe we should add a new date dot get time. This way it will change every time we change, refresh, it will fetch a new dp. Here we go. Perfect. Now to confirm if it is coming from the chat reducer, go inside chat and change 6 minutes to online. Here we go. Perfect. Now we need to connect the messages. Go inside chat messages, and for the props just console.log props and save. Now it has all the loaded set state and all that. Now connect the chat, connect it to Redux chat messages and change chat messages right here and save. And once again we need to import connect from React Redux, and again we have if we go inside chat we have chat messages, props, just reload, and now we have messages here. Let's go inside the chat messages and props dot messages for now, and here comes again. So let's const and messages equals props, and for the messages, or maybe we should just change it to chat instead, because it is annoying or it is confusing what we are talking about. So let's change it to chat and save and reload. And we need to add chat instead of the empty array, that is chat bubble. And for the direction, just remove for now, just go inside chat and add meta, and the meta will be node, or maybe item instead of node. Great. Now for the chat bubble, instead of direction, or maybe just keep the direction for now, we will change it later. And we have meta. Now we need to check for the const equals meta, and we have this block. Go inside and just paste. For reference, we need ID, we need a user ID, we need a text, we need media, and remove. And for the text, we will just change text, save. And because we have two text messages, or two messages with text, quick brown fox and next one, now we need to change it to hi, I am working fine, what about you? This way we will be able to differentiate between the two messages. And we need to add, because we are providing the null to text, if it does not exist, then we need to check for text and text. This way we don't have any empty paragraph block. And for the messages, if we have the video, we will just add a video tag. Just go inside the chat, and for video we will add a poster, and the poster will have this any text or link, and v equals true. Actually the v equals true is nothing to do with this link, because I don't own place image. It is just to change a version, so it does not just keep adding same image inside our image block and video block for now, because we are just adding a placeholders. But when we will connect it with our database, then we will be able to use the actual chat images or media. So we need to go inside chat bubble, and for chat bubble and under the user, because we are using the current user, then we need to use the user, and we will add const equals user. And because it is now conflicting with the user ID, now I will just use name to replace it with name. We will add this timestamp later, but for now just use the name. and now it says user is undefined. However, we have a user. So chat bubble, we need to go inside chat messages, and for the user we will add user and save and reload. This way we have the username, and for the media, let's add media, and or maybe just use get media, and we will create a quick method get media equals and we will check if null node equals media, or maybe we will check if media, else we will return null. Then we will return a div class name media rel, and we will add const type equals media, and we will add type equals image and image source, because we are using this source, so let's add source equals source. But the problem here is we need to add a circular a square image instead of the entire block size, because if the image is like 4K or 2K, it will keep the entire screen, it will acquire the entire screen, and it will destroy the symmetry. Because if we check for the preview of WhatsApp web, then you can see it has a maximum width for the image. So we need to add a div instead of an image, and for this style we will use background image, and the URL will be source, and we will add background repeat to no repeat, background size to cover. Let's save, and if we inspect and check for media, it is empty, but for the second message, the media is empty. We need to check for the media type console.log media and save. It is type image and the source is any. We have type equals image, and for image we have this nice div, and there is some issue, so let's hard reload it. Inspect media again, and we have the media. We need to check for a thing. The URL should be same background image URL, and we are adding, I guess we should just remove this for now and check for the image if it is even working. Just reload. And for the CSS, just quickly add balloon stamp, and we have dot media, and inside the media we have a div, and for media we will add width of 200 pixels and height will be, or maybe width should be 100% and height should be 220 pixels for now. And for width we will use for div we will use width 100% and height 100%. And for overflow we will use hidden, and we will add background color should be hash f1 and save. And now we have our image back on track. Here we go. But for the width we need to modify the width, that is media name. For balloon I guess we need to add flex and call, and for media we should use flex1, or maybe what if we change its width or height and just add a background size of cover, not important. Just quickly add it, background size cover, not important, save. And for media we will add border radius of 10 pixels, background will be white, and padding of 4 pixels maybe. And we have border radius of 10 pixels with overflow to hidden, and save. Here we go. But we need to change it to a padding instead of a border. So we need to change the background color to nothing and border radius overflow hidden. And for the background just add nothing, and for the padding add 4 pixels. Sorry, here we go. Or maybe the padding is a little less. Inspect. Let's go inside balloon, and the balloon has a max width of 100% and max width of display table. And if we can change it to 100%, it has nothing. We need to change the width to 75% or 400 pixels and change its width to max width 400 pixels. And for the media we will use 400 pixels as well. This way we will use the entire width and go inside inspect. And for the balloon just reduce the padding to 0 pixel, I guess. Yes, 0 pixels for now. And for the, what is wrong with this balloon? Max width max width. Great. And for the width, I guess we should keep this way. Great. Now we need to add or reduce the border radius, that is 5 instead of 10. And we need, what else we need? We need to add a padding to the text. So if we can inspect and select for text, and for the text, we need to add padding of 5 pixels. And great. And for the balloon, just remove the padding, or maybe padding 4 is good because we oh sorry, I have added a padding there. That is the problem. And for the top, it should be 7 pixel or maybe a little less. Right click, inspect. And for the balloon, we will use 4 and 4. For the left, we will use 6 pixels. And yeah, 4, 64 and 6. And save. Great. Now go back. And we need to check for the image and video, because for the source we are adding poster, or maybe we can change the poster, or maybe keep the poster for now. Okay, so let's go inside a type is image, or type and if type is video, then the image is poster, rest is same. Here we go. And for the div, we have added padding of 2 pixels, or maybe just remove the padding. Here we go. And instead of padding, we need great. Next, we need to add a margin, 3 pixels, 0 pixels. And we need to add the line break for the timestamp, because we are adding it below the timestamp. And great. Let's go inside the app, oh sorry, chat bubble. And for this stamp, we will be using stamp is absolute. Inspect. And for the I guess for the mine, we need the padding should be switched. Instead of right, padding should be 6. Yeah, 6 is good. Because this padding is for the other user balloon, and for mine balloon, just add a padding of 6 pixels instead of the complete pixels. And for the text, we need to change or add a color for stamp, and let's go add a C, and we will add null text. Then we will add 777, otherwise we will add FFF and save. This way, if we are short of text, we have only the text timestamp, then we need to add this font size. Let's go to app.scss, and inside this stamp we need to add a text shadow 1 pixel 1 pixel 1 pixel 000. This way it will have a nice shadow. We can change it later. And for the CFF, we will add this text shadow if it has the CFF color. Great. And for the CFF, we will add bottom 12 and right is 12 as well, and save. And this is it for this video. In next video, we will continue to our Chatbox UI.